Hey guys, and welcome back. Here I am today with another lovely kind of short-ish guide. Shout out to my boy Fanel. This was totally his idea. Someone had asked and I figured I would go ahead and deliver for you guys, but let's go ahead and get right into it. Of course, I'm not going to be running dragons for the simple fact that I need to run it, but this is just examples to show you guys. But currently, my team for dragons B7 is my Dark Thor as the lead. I use Light Odin as the tank, Dark Fabian, and then Dark Gatito. Light Odin here, she's just to soak up damage. She's to take all the aggro away from my Gatito mainly and my Thor, and just take the hits, and she can survive just fine with her being an HP aggressor. Fabian's here for damage and healing in case anyone else needs it, and then of course Light Odin can get her 5-star off so she can heal the whole squad, and Gatito is there to burst down the boss just like Thor is. Thor is down there to burst the boss down. Let me see who else I could bring in here. You can bring a full light team, but the problem with a full light team is that if they get hit, they're going to get wrecked. So you're going to have to bring in someone tanky, like maybe Light Nike. You could actually probably get away with bringing in your Golems B10 team. So definitely check out my Golems B10 guide that I did previously, and try and use that team and see what they do there. But if you don't have the mons that I have, you can definitely go with Light Nike, Dark Kiki, since Kiki was just a rebirth. Dark Fabian would be nice to have. You could throw in Dark Mowgli if you want, and if you don't have a Dark Thor, and you can also actually bring in a Dark Sealer if you have one. But if you don't have a Dark Thor, just get any mon that you know that has defense down for their first skill that is actually reliable. Like I'm trying to find here. I do have Dark Neza who I could use. Who else? I could bring in Fire Odin as just a defense downer. Dark Thor. I think Fabian, don't quote me wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I think Fabian's first move might be defense down. I believe Leo is as well. You could bring Lat in too, but his DPS is You can also bring in Water Sura if you're lacking the DPS to clear these mines out pretty quickly. So if you need someone to stun to clear out the mobs, then definitely bring a C-Steer like Water Sura, or you could bring in Fire Arthur, but I personally probably bring in Sura because he's easier to get to Evo 3 and he's a lot tankier, even though they do hit quite hard. Water Valk would be a great choice as well, just as a wave clearer, but I would still recommend getting someone with defense down in here just to help burst down Purse and then the boss. So you could throw in Fire Candling too. Succubus might be a better stable option. You could bring in Wild Fang for DPS as well. Let me see what other team I could bring in here. Maybe Fire Leo as a wave clearer. We could use Neza as a debuffer if you want. But I try and stick with at least dark types if I'm going to be running this, because normally my dark types are built with some type of crit damage on them, or when they crit they get that damage boost. So bringing in a dark type can actually be quite helpful in this scenario. But we'll use Leo as a wave clearer. We'll use Neza as a debuffer. Dark Fabian is there to do healing and damage. And then we could bring in, again, we could bring in a Light Nike. You might be able to bring in like Kokomaru or this chick over here, but it just depends on how they are gemmed, unfortunately. I'm trying to think of who else. And if you don't have a Gatito, I'm sorry. There is a way to do this without Gatito, but Gatito just makes it so much easier. You might be able to bring in Light Dart if you have one, but you're going to have to run a full light squad for that to work. And if you do have a defense downer, you can feel free to bring in a light tank if you need to. I bring a light tank because I actually just run this on auto, and it's probably about a 85-90% clear rate that they clear it out without me having to use Astro Gems, so I can just let them run through it. But if you don't have a Dark Gatito, there are other mods, and it might be harder for you to auto it, so I'm not really sure about that. I definitely done it before I had my Gatito, but I can't remember specifically. I probably have videos up of when I did it before Gatito. But that's pretty much it for B7. This team can translate over to B10. I mean, Dragons B10 quite well. I don't personally run B10 though, because B10 just doesn't give me the gems that I want personally. It does not give me what I want. I've had some of the squad from Discord even confirm that. Shout out to Mono and Gaiman. Even them dudes are like, nah dude, B10 isn't where it's at. B10 is not the best for gems, because 9 times out of 10 all I get is flat gems. Even if they are the Dragon exclusive gems, again they're flat, and I'm just like, what's the point in running this if all I'm gonna get is garbage? So I try to stick in between B7 to B9. I have gone down to maybe B5 or B6 just starting out to get like a siphon set together, but let's go ahead and get a B8 a Dragons B8 team together. We can use Leo again. Mowgli would be wonderful. I could use Succubus, and I would probably bring in Cupid. Like a team like this should be pretty solid. I have not ran it in a while, so I might be kind of rusty and outdated on this, so I'll definitely tweak this guide as I actually run and do this, but I figured I would get something up for you guys to have that you could test and play around with. But this one is pretty good. We could always take out Succubus. We could put in Neza, because Neza has the defense down debuff. You could bring in Wild Fang because she can help sustain herself. Cupid is there to heal the squad just in case things get bad. Mowgli is a great choice in here because of her Wood Predator action. And then Leo, if you Super Evo, is again a great choice if you have him with max crit or near max crit. He's going to do all kinds of damage. In terms of survivability, I don't know how stable this team is right offhand, but if I was going to run through, I would probably run through this team. If you don't have these mons like Fire Mowgli, of course, you could bring in Succubus. You could also bring in Fire Siegfried, though I would probably, if I had to choose in between those, I would probably try and keep it like this, because Succubus does bring in defense down, and I mean Siegfried does work. He will clear the waves out, but we already have Leo for that. And Mowgli is just a great choice. But if you don't have Mowgli, possibly you could use Beth. If you don't have a reliable defense downer, you can bring in Fire Neza. And of course, let me see who else. Of course, Dark Dora he always does the job for defense down. You can't go wrong for Dark type. Dark Sealer is again another splendid choice if you have one of those. Fire Draka, he's he could be possibly used here. I don't know for sure since I haven't ran it in a while, but you could possibly get away with using him here. Fire Arthur is always good to have as a Fire CC'er. You can also use Fire Odin as a debuffer. And of course, you can always bring in a grass type if you have a mon that can do defense down as a grass type. Of course, this isn't for fast runs. This is just showing you guys how you can clear it out. But basically, just have a wave clearer, a defense downer, some type of healer if you need it, which if you're just beginning, you probably will. And that should be it. Preferably, I would try and bring in Gatito again and just have him DPS the boss down. But if you don't have one, again, I understand. And this is the Dragons B9 team. I would say definitely bring in Water Valk. But let me see who else I could throw in here. Don't really need a tank. Could probably get through with Shelly. 2 Monas or a Mona and a Water Valk. And then some type of healer, or you can use Sura as a CC'er. So maybe a team like that, but your Shelly will probably need to be gem with a defense gem for him to survive. And your mons are going to need some good subs on them if you want them to survive. And let's see who else. If you don't have that squad, I don't recommend Sap over here because it's not going to do you any good. You can always run it with 2 Monas, but I prefer to have a mon again with some type of defense down. If you need heals, take out Sura, you can throw in Water Siren. Obviously not the best. You can throw in Water Katyn. Obviously not the best. Not as good as lovely old Water Persephone, unfortunately. Water Bast can do the job as well. Oh yeah, guys. If you have a Water Hades, throw Water Hades in here as well. I believe he has a fence down for his 3-star skill, which will be phenomenal when helping you clear out B9. I personally haven't done this in a while because I've been farming B7 until my heart has become content, getting my triple square master race Fire Draka up to par, but now I'm working on my triple square master race Balrona, so I haven't ran this completely through yet either, so I might need to do testing with this. But I figured I'd just show you guys something, and again, this is just the same team I used for Dragons B10. They are, I would probably say this is 50-50. I could probably build a better team, but I don't even bother with Dragons B10 because to me, like I said before, it's just not worth it. For the other Dragons, you shouldn't have any problems with B1. B1, throw in your B7 team. For B2, you can throw in your B10 team. If you don't have a B10 team, start working on it. And by B10, I'm referring to golems. B3, Dragons B3. Again, throw in your golems B9 team, and they should be okay. B4 and up might get kind of tricky, but again, throw in your B8 team from golems. Your mon should be level 60, Evo 2 minimum, with I would say damn near max gems. At least plus 12, very minimum, but probably plus 15. Some on sets if you can manage. If not, broken sets with wonderful subs would be amazing. B5 might be kind of tricky too, but you should have some dark mons raised up by now. If not, you should have some light mons, especially with a mon like Light Fennec coming back. You can always bring her in here. Light Jack if you have her, but she is very squishy. Of course, you can't go wrong with Light Nike. If you don't have a Light Odin, you do have Light Nike, and you could just bring in your best DPS. So I could, like right now, I could bring in maybe, let me see, where's she at? Where is she at? I could bring in Water Valk for DPS. I could bring in Leo for DPS, Siegfried, Wild Fang, whoever that I want for DPS. Obviously, Gatito would probably be top tier for that though. And again with B6, bring in your your golems B7 team. You might need to alter a couple of your mons though. But for like a B6 team, I would probably throw in, I'll throw in a new, I can use my Wood Valk as heals if I wanted to. If I wanted. Go ahead, throw in Wood Fibian. Wood Radish would be a good debuffer, but I think he's just attack down. I could bring in Incubus, and I could also bring in my Nightmare for heals in case I need it. So this right here is a pretty solid squad. You could bring in Wood Boltwing as well, but I don't think he heals as much. I think he heals himself first instead of the entire squad. So even at Evo 2, Wood Valk might be a better choice. And you can always bring in a healer like Wood Grabrag is a decent healer. Wood Pandora. You can also bring in Wood Rudolph as a wave clearer if you don't have a Wood Anu. Again, you could bring in Wood Leo as a debuffer. So it's really just a matter of having your mons properly gemmed and having them skill booked up, and bringing in a wave clearer and at least one mon that can debuff one of the harder enemies in the beginning that always might get you, or the dragon at the end. But again, Gatito would do the job here like he does everywhere else. So I definitely hope this guide helps you guys. Honestly, I haven't ran most of these in quite a while because I've just been chilling at B7. So I'll definitely give these a run and test these out, but I want to get this video out as soon as I can because you know, some of you guys may be working towards this and you might be trying to figure out what to do. If you're trying to get a siphon set and you're not able to clear B10 yet, use one of your squads from B7, 8, or 9. Get in here, and I would say probably aim for B4 or B5 if you can, and hopefully you can get a 5 or 6 star gem with a siphon set on it, even if it's flat, like triple attack siphon set, with nothing but flats on it. Even if you get something like that, if you throw it on your Evo 2 Siegfried, you should be able to farm the story a lot quicker and get those lovely exotics and just farm out mons a lot quicker and make things a lot easier for yourself. So I definitely hope this guide helps you guys. I know it's kind of late coming up, but again, once I do a little bit more research, I'll have a more definitive guide to you. So don't quote me and say, Eileo, this didn't work. You know, my mons didn't do what your mons did, so I don't know what you're talking about. So remember, this is just thrown together right here and right now. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I definitely hope this video helps out. Again, shout out to my boy Fanel. I will come back to this at some point in time, and be safe out there, guys. Peace out.